And yeah, this is my first live without issues, and I'm so excited about it. So, today's live is about the compliance. Let me just adjust this. Yay! It is about compliance, SARS and EMP5, SARS and CIPC compliance. Why you cannot ignore it. It's detrimental to your business, detrimental to your well-being, and it will lead to depression, frustration, financial stress, emotional stress, and it just might be the end of your business. So let's start with compliance. Like, what does it mean to be compliant? The first point of compliance is your CIPC. If you have a South African registered business, this does not apply to sole traders or sole proprietors because your company is not registered. So when you have a PTY, LTD, or a partnership, or what's the other thing, public benefit organization, but the moment you deal with CIPC, there are certain requirements for you to be compliant. The first one, you must file your annual returns with the CIPC. You must then pay the fees for the CIPC. That is, the fee is dependent on your annual turnover. Your annual turnover is how much money, your gross of how much money you have made before any expenses, like all the money that has been flowing through the business. So that is your annual returns. But you cannot file your annual returns if you haven't filed beneficial ownership. So what is beneficial ownership? In South Africa, and this is something that even in USA, it's causing a lot of stress because there's no clear guidelines on how it should be done or what is expected. So in South Africa, the beneficial ownership is to see who is benefiting from your company, who is a shareholder, and who has the decision-making powers in the business. So let's take it from a South African context, As an example, I am Olivia Sambo. I have an absolute best friend that I love and I adore. And my best friend, who I've known for years, decides to open up a business. And she comes to me, she says, Olivia, you are an accountant. You know better about things than what I know. Can you please open a company for me? But you don't have to worry. Can you use your name for the business? But you don't have to worry. You will not be part of the business. And I'm like, sure, my friend, I love you so much. Let's do this. So I opened the business in my name. And then I am a shareholder and I'm a director. I don't put her as a director. Her name doesn't appear anyway. So now CIPC, because my name is on the documents, the beneficial ownership will show whose names are on the documents, but also it's my company. It's her company, but it's in my name. So on the beneficial ownership, I need to say that I am a shareholder, but I have a friend who's making all the decisions. So the beneficial ownership is to see who's making the decisions, who's just a shareholder, who is actually benefiting from this business. Or you can see in many businesses, this is such a common setup. Then you find that the person whose name are on the documents is not even involved in the business. But now CIPC says, yeah, we know about these cases. Put it on the beneficial ownership. So that is the beneficial ownership in a nutshell. So that must be filed at the anniversary of the business. What does this mean? If your company was registered in October, on the 5th of October 2015, then you have 30 days after the 5th of October every year to file your beneficial ownership. So those are the two things with your CIPC: beneficial ownership and your annual returns, and then you must pay them the fee. So now CIPC is done, you're up to date, you're relieved, you're happy. Now let's move to the big headache, the big pain, the big stress of South Africans now. And that is the South African Revenue Service. Right. With the South African Revenue Service, I have a love-hate relationship with them, but that's irrelevant because they don't care about me. I must just pay my taxes and pay what is due to them, right? And that goes for everyone. So it is a very, very bitter pill to swallow. So how do you become compliant with SARS? And how do you not pay them unnecessary money? Let's start rule number 1. Be compliant. To be compliant takes 3 steps. Number 1, register. Number 2, submit. Number 3, pay. Those are the 3 steps. If any of those 3 is not done, then you are non-compliant, right? So, how do you become, let's take with the first step, registration. Who must register? When you own a business, you must register. Actually, you don't register for pay as you earn. For pay as you earn, sorry. For income tax, right? There are so many taxes by SARS. For income tax, when you register with the CIPC, automatically the CIPC gives you a tax number. That's the first, a business tax number. Then, now you're registered on the business with CIPC, right? So now with SARS, you now have to go to e-filing and register your company, and then you use that tax number that the CIPC gave you to register with the South African Revenue Service. That's number 1. Number 2, if you have employees, if you have workers, you must register for pay as you earn, right? If your salary bill is more than 500,000 Rand per year, you must also register for STL. In terms of UIF, there are 2 UIF numbers that you get. The first UIF number, it's when you register on e-filing, when you register pay as you earn, automatically you will then get a UIF number for your SARS e-filing documents. Then you must also register for UIF with the Department of Labor. There you will get a unique UIF number, right? So now we have pay as you earn, UIF, and we have, and your income tax number. So now you have, then if you make more than, if your taxable income, it's more than 1 million. So just for argument's sake, just to simplify things, say if I make more than 1 million per year, you must register for VAT. So now you know when to register. Now you've registered for all of those taxes. Now what? Now you must submit. When do you submit? Income tax once a year, right? At the end of your company's financial year end. So if your company's financial year end is in February, you have 6 months after 6 to 12 months, but for argument's sake, just make sure to get it ready as soon as possible. You have 6 months to file your company taxes after the end of your financial year end, which means if your financial year end is it's the 31st of March, you have until September to file to stay compliant. Pay as you earn, it's every month. UIF, it's every month. SDL, it's every month. A common mistake that I see is that companies register for SDL, or their service providers, the payroll providers register them for SDL. And the salary bill, it's not 500,000 Rand per year. So let's simplify this. You only register for SDL if the cost to the company of what you must pay your employees, it's more than 500,000 Rand per month. So then that's it. And that is what you do to stay compliant. Then you submit. Then you must pay. Oh, I forgot VAT. VAT, it's every second month. So you decide, do I want to file in January, March, May, July, September, or do I want to file in February, April, June, August, October? So you can choose the odd or the even months. So that is your filing. So you have your registration, your filing, then it comes to your payment. That is where many fall off the bus. It doesn't end once you have filed. The reason why you must file, it's only for SARS to see how much must you pay them. So once you filed, you must also pay them. If you don't pay them, you'll get penalties and interest upon interest. The worst taxes that you want to owe SARS, it's VAT and pay as you earn. You don't want to owe SARS that, because pay as you earn, the interest and the penalties accumulates every single month. So if you have to pay your EMP 201, what you have to submit every month to SARS, it comes to 15,000. So if you don't pay, the end of that, the following month, it's 1,500. 1,500 plus 15,000, already you are owing 16,500. Then you add interest to that. And then you see how month upon month it can accumulate. VAT. You have to watch out for my VAT series, because many South African businesses get into trouble with VAT compliance, not because they are deliberate, but because they don't understand how to file and what to file for. SARS becomes extremely nasty when you owe them money, and you have to deal with the AI system that just looks at numbers. But if you know how to resolve it, the stress can go away. And for the stress to go away, you need the right person in your court. So in a nutshell, that was how to be compliant. Compliant, it's about registering, submitting, and paying on time. Just remember, your pay as you earn, your EMP 201, which is your pay as you earn, UIF and SDL, that must be filed and paid every month on or before the 7th. VAT, it's every second month on the 25th. And is that it? Oh, income tax once a year. Oh, lastly, provisional tax. This is a very, very important point. I have come across many businesses where they say, no, we are fine, we filed provisional taxes. No, you're not fine. Provisional tax is not income tax. Provisional tax, it's a payment, which means that's why it's called provisional tax. You are making provision. You are providing for the taxes that are to come. So provisional taxes, it's twice a year that you have to file provisional tax, right? So provisional tax means in the beginning of the year, if I look at, I'm projecting how much am I going to make for this year, right? And if I say, for argument's sake, I'm going to make 3 million or 5 million for this year, and you file that as provisional tax, then SARS is going to say, okay, let's allow you to pay a portion of that money, of what you would be paying at the end of the year. You haven't made the 5 million yet. You are projecting that I'm going to make 5 million. So SARS says, seeing that you're going to make 5 million, your provisional tax will be X amount. So now you pay your provisional tax. When you file your income tax at the end of your financial year, then SARS is going to say, hang on, wait a minute. You have already paid provisional tax, a portion of your actual tax that you owe us. So we are going to take your actual tax and then we are going to minus the provisional tax that you have paid already. So that is provisional tax. It's a prepayment on your actual taxes that you will pay. So that in a nutshell, it's your compliance. So can you see why you can't take compliance lightly and why my thumbnail is saying this will sink your business? Because currently in South Africa, there are countless businesses who are in so much trouble because they owe SARS so much money that their businesses can't survive and won't survive if they were to pay that money. So watch out for my other videos where I will also explain what to do if you owe money to SARS. And because I have seen so many businesses, so many business owners stressed out, afraid, worried, just feeling hopeless because of SARS. Not because SARS is a monster, but because they don't know how to deal with SARS. They don't know how to submit. They don't know how to pay. And if you need help with any of these, please drop me your comment and let me know what are your issues. What have you been struggling with? Let me know in the comments. Reach out to me. You can contact me on our website. You can email me. But whatever you do, don't struggle alone. There's always help. All you have to do is ask. So thank you so much for watching and enjoy the rest of your day and enjoy running your business and do the right thing. Become compliant. I'm done.